I was 24 years old, sleeping in the back seat of a 2009 Honda Civic, parked on a quiet street in Brooklyn, New York, when I got an email that said, "We regret to inform you." That was the 7th rejection that month. I remember looking up at the city skyline and thinking, maybe I'm just not good enough for this city. Before we begin, if you're new here, welcome to the Family Success Stories, where every single day, we share real stories of struggle, sacrifice, and success. If stories like these inspire you, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because today's story is a wild one. And before we dive in, drop a comment and let me know which city or country you're watching from today. I genuinely love seeing where all of you are tuning in from, and it makes my day every time. All right, let's get into it. My name is Ethan Miller. Friends call me Ace. I moved to New York City at 22 with a business degree, $300, and a dream of making it in the city that never sleeps. I thought a good degree meant a good job. I was wrong. For almost 2 years, I applied to over 300 companies across Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens. Interview after interview, rejection after rejection. My savings ran out fast. This is New York after all. I couldn't afford rent anymore, so I moved out of my shared apartment in Queens and started living out of my car. I showered at a 24-hour gym near Times Square. I ate whatever was cheapest, usually a $1 slice of pizza from a corner shop. I told my parents back home I was doing fine because I was too ashamed to tell them the truth. Some nights, I'd park near the Brooklyn Bridge, look at the lights of Manhattan, and genuinely wonder if I had wasted my entire life chasing something that was never going to happen. Then, one day, everything changed. Not because of luck, but because of desperation. I applied for a job at a small logistics startup based out of Long Island City. Not because I wanted it, but because it was the only place still accepting applications. During the interview, the founder, a guy barely 5 years older than me, asked me one question. "What can you do that nobody else can?" I didn't have an impressive answer. I just told him the truth. I told him I had nothing left to lose and that I would outwork anyone he'd ever hired in the city. He hired me on the spot, not because I was the most qualified, but because I was the most desperate to prove myself. Started at the bottom, answering phones, handling deliveries, doing the jobs nobody else wanted. But I showed up early every single day, even through New York winters that felt colder than anything I'd ever known. I stayed late. I learned everything about the business, not just my role. Within a year, I was promoted to operations manager. Within 2 years, I helped the company double its revenue by fixing a broken supply chain system I built from scratch using nothing but spreadsheets and persistence. 26, the founder offered me a partnership. By 28, we had expanded from one small office in Queens to locations across New Jersey and Connecticut. Last year, at 30, I did something I never imagined I'd do. I bought out full ownership of the very company that once rejected countless applicants just like me, including the version of me who almost gave up in a parking lot in Brooklyn. Today, I run that company from an office overlooking the Manhattan skyline, the same skyline I once stared at from my car, wondering if I'd ever make it. Before you go, here are the 14 things Ace's story taught us. Write these down, save this video, share it with someone who needs it today. 1. Rejection is not the end. It is redirection. Every single note I received was quietly pushing me toward the one yes that changed my entire life. Don't fear rejection. Follow it. 2. Desperation can become your greatest fuel. When you have nothing left to lose, something inside you wakes up. Use that fire before it fades. 3. Shame will keep you stuck. I lied to my parents for months because I was ashamed. That shame cost me time. The moment I accepted my reality, I started changing it. 4. The city doesn't care who you are, only what you do. New York didn't owe me anything. No city, no company, no person owes you success. You have to earn it every single day. 5. Small jobs done with big effort open big doors. I started answering phones. I didn't complain. I didn't think it was beneath me. That attitude is what got me promoted faster than anyone expected. 6. Consistency beats talent every single time. I wasn't the smartest person in that office. I wasn't the most experienced, but I was the most consistent, and consistency always wins in the long run. 7. Showing up is half the battle. When New York winters made me want to stay in my car, I showed up anyway. When I was tired, underpaid, and overlooked, I showed up anyway. Showing up is a superpower. 8. Learn beyond your job description. I didn't just learn my role, I learned every role around me. That's how I spotted the broken supply chain. That's how I became valuable. Always learn more than you're asked to. 9. Your current address does not define your future net worth. I lived in a car. Today, I run a company. Where you are right now is temporary, but only if you treat it that way. 10. One honest answer can change your life. I got hired not because I was impressive, but because I was honest. In a world full of people trying to sound perfect, being real is your biggest competitive advantage. 11. Build systems, not just effort. Hard work got me in the door, but it was the system I built, the supply chain solution, that made me irreplaceable. Work hard and work smart. 12. Partnerships are earned, not given. The founder didn't offer me partnership because he liked me. He offered it because I proved over years that I was worth it. Never expect, always prove. 13. Expansion is the reward for excellence. We didn't grow from Queens to New Jersey because we got lucky. We grew because we built something so solid it had nowhere to go but outward. Excellence always expands. 14. Never let the parking lot version of you write the ending. The ace who sat in that car in Brooklyn, defeated and alone, had every reason to quit. He didn't. And that single decision to keep going one more day is the only reason this story exists. If this story moved you, make sure you're subscribed to the family. Success stories, new story, every single day. Drop a comment and tell me where you're watching from. I read every single one, and it truly makes my day. Until tomorrow, never stop believing in your comeback story.